Hello everyone, so I'm going to start off with this video just giving a brief background on my student Corey, as well as talk about a little of his results based off the IRI assessment. So Corey, he's a second grade student. He's in a general ed classroom. He does not have any diagnosis of having a learning disability or considered an L student. Based on his academic data, it does show he does have difficulty in reading as well as writing. His reading level is a D. His strengths in reading are breaking down words, and he often refers to pictures while reading a book and only knows some words that he's familiar with. He does struggle with fluency as well as reading comprehension skills, and he also knows some basic sight words that are seen in reading text. His overall results showed that he struggled the most with fluency when reading the passage and often paused while he was reading. Another part of the test that he did struggle with was the comprehension part, where he had to answer multiple comprehension questions based on the passage that were given to him. So I'm going to go right into teaching the lesson and also giving brief backgrounds on each component of my lesson. So in the beginning of my lesson, I would start off with various pictures showing different items, and I would have the students on their whiteboard categorize what these items may be. Oftentimes during my lesson, I did notice that some students said that they were considering these pictures as food, or they would talk about their favorite food and go off topic. But Corey did think of that they were sweets, some type of sweets, And then one of my students did answer that it would be considered dessert. And they would draw the pictures and they would write down what they thought that these pictures would be under. So we would move on. We would talk about our goal of the lesson. And recently we are talking about main topic and retelling key details in the class. They have prior knowledge of identifying text features in a nonfiction text. And I would definitely keep reminding them of the text features because that will support them in this lesson as well. Also would tell them that these are their goals at the end of the lesson, that they're going to be able to identify the main topic or idea in the story, as well as identify key details to support the main topic. I would then quickly go through strategies on finding the main topic, would have them help me look at the pictures. And, many students did say, that looking at the title, looking at the photographs, rereading the first and last sentence, listen for repeated words in the lesson. And I would also give sentence starters to support any students who are struggling, as well as sentence starters for Corey, who may need additional help with whether he is writing or he's discussing it. So I begin with the guided practice. We go over the vocabulary, I would have them look at the first letter, see if they can try sounding out the word. If not, I would read it. So the first word, flippers, we talk about, what's on the penguin, what do they notice, what they see, and then we would talk about what the meaning is, read it together. Then we would talk about the next word, krill, it's a small shrimp. Then we would just keep going on to each vocabulary word, discuss the definition, talk about if they ever heard of this word before. And then we would start reading the story. I would have myself read it once, then maybe I would have another student who is really strong fluently in reading the story, and that would help Corey also hear another student who is a fluent reader read the story besides myself. And then we would talk about those key vocabulary words that we talked about before reading the passage. And then we would go right into filling out the worksheet together. And we would talk about how to find the main topic, as well as find the two key details in the story, as well as find what the meaning of the word. And I would have them go back to the passage, have them look about it. Many students said the main topic was penguins, and then they would tell me a key detail, like penguins have flippers, maybe someone would say, or also another one of students said they can swim. And, some even wanted to add a little more key details. Like Corey, he said that penguins lay eggs, so that would be another key detail. Then we talk about what the word krill means, and we'll think about those vocabulary words we discussed before reading the passage, and automatically students would think, oh, small shrimp, or they would refer back to the passage to find what krill means. So after that, we would move on to independent practice, where they would read a short passage on their own, go over any unknown words, maybe even circle or underline them. Corey has a big interest in sharks, so I thought it would be great to talk about sharks in independent work, get his attention, also hear him read it, and then have him go back to any strategies he may need in the passage, and also look back at how to find the main topic, those key strategies. And then they would go into answering the checklist, whether they use their anchor charts, or did they use the strategy to find it, or did they find the main topic. And then after that, I would have them share their work as well. And then we would move on to any of the formative assessments or the summative assessments. And then if there's still time, or the next day, if they still need practice, I'll extend this lesson and do more modeling, more scaffolding. And the students who really are struggling, I would sit down with them, play a matching game. And then I would have my higher students complete another task. So this is my lesson for Corey, and some background to support Corey in his struggles of fluently reading, as well as answering comprehension questions.